Hi, I'm attorney Matt O'Connor, and here are my tips for avoiding common pitfalls and mistakes that people often make in a divorce. And give yourself a little bit of leeway here and some slack. It's one of the most difficult times that anyone can go through, or if you're planning on going through a divorce, realize that it is going to be very difficult and emotionally, financially draining period of time. So try to stay focused on what's important and getting through the process with your dignity intact. Number one, avoid using your children as pawns. The more you can show consistency and being the great parent that you currently are through the divorce process, the better off. Don't ever belittle your soon-to-be ex-spouse in front of your children. Don't leave your emails open where you may be discussing things with your attorney or your friends, and don't let them overhear conversations with your friends about the divorce process. You need to talk to them about the divorce, and you need to be open to them in that regard. But in terms of putting down the other spouse, things of those types of issues, avoid them at all costs. Every custody case centers about what is in the best interest of the children, and their emotional stability is one of the aspects that the court will look at in that regard. Don't revenge date. Don't try to get back at your ex by going out with the latest and greatest and flaunting it. Bad idea. That's going to end up costing you in the long run. Don't be persuaded not to hire an attorney. It's great if you can have an amiable divorce, but you should always have someone to look out for your best interest, both in the short term and the long term. The implications of a divorce decree can last for years and years. Avoid verbal abuse, and especially when it comes to things that are in writing and texting. I mean, it is an emotional time. Give yourself some pause. The best rule is if you're going to send that email that's hateful, you might want to put it in a draft mode and let it sit for a couple of days. Sometimes just writing it is good to get it out without actually sending it, so you don't inflame the situation even worse. Don't make threats. Threats are a bad idea. Those cause people to be defensive, and when people are defensive, sometimes they react out of an aggressive posture, which could end up complicating the divorce process much more than it needs to be. And be careful what you write, text, and conversations that you have. Choose your lawyer carefully. Don't hire a difficult lawyer. There's a difference between being a good lawyer and a difficult lawyer. If you want someone to make someone's life hell, you can certainly find attorneys who will do that, and it will cost you. And the value of that is, well, it's good for the lawyer. They can put their kids through Harvard while yours go to public school. So keep in mind that an effective lawyer is assertive and aggressive, but not overly difficult, and not just trying to obstruct the process and punish the other side. You want to be fair, but not passive. Look at what your attorney is telling you in terms of what is the amount of child support you're going to pay, what is the average in terms of visitation, what is the court